So welcome to the session on the story of E. My name is Leena Vuotovesi and I'm CEO of the development company Micropolis, which is encouraging the municipality in its climate actions. And I'm here with Sanna, our project manager on climate action. So Sanna, welcome. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Sanna Tuomila and as Leena said, I'm the project manager in a project where we are sharing clean energy solutions and best practices with municipalities in our region, in Northern Ostrobothnic region. And I visited Scotland a couple of weeks ago, so I really like the place, and I wish you all the best there.
Yes, indeed, it's wonderful to hear about the new aims and will that you have in Perth for the sustainable future. And so E is a little town in the north of Finland. We have 10,000 inhabitants, and we woke up 8 years ago to the climate change and to the current situation we have in regards climate change in the world. We were thinking about the future of the city, and we were having different kinds of ideas about the future. We were having different scenarios on what shall happen in the future so that we keep the city alive and competitive. And when we were doing this scenario working, we realized that the only thing that is a part of all the different scenarios is the climate change. And we realized that climate change is already here. And so this is a story. And we have some microphones, just a moment here, yes. So we understood that we need to do something now and not to wait too long and not to expect the big actors of the world to do something for it for our sake, but to first try to do what we can for it. So this was the beginning. This is the background of the story. And we made the plan, the aim, the collective aim to cut down the carbon emissions by 80% by the year 2020, which is this year. And we have been successful so that we have reached this 80% emission reduction by this year. And we are currently working on the new goal and discussion how could we also increase our carbon sinks, not only to cut down our emissions, but also to build the sinks to storage emissions from the others. When we began, we understood that it's enough to measure what we do, measure the impact carefully from the beginning on. And I think this is a good advice to everybody. So when you work, measure so that you can also show the impact of the work. We began mainly with fossil fuels, so getting rid of fossil fuels, and instead of paying for oil, buying it from outside and polluting our environment, we turned our heating systems to local renewable energies, which has been then creating businesses and jobs, income for the region, and then also stop the pollution and emissions in that regards. And this beginning with the renewable energies has been a good beginning because it was easy to understand for everybody, something very practical, something where the money is included and where you can also see the effect quite fast. At the moment, E is energy self-sufficient, and we are actually producing 10 times more energy than we are using, and this is all green energy, so hydro energy, wind energy, also solar energy, even if we are located up north. So very important has been, first of all, to make the decision all together and have everybody to to have everybody included in the decision making and to have the shared will. I think this is the key, no matter where you do climate actions, that you have the shared will. And in E, this has also been not a political question. So it's not an agenda of one or two political parties. It's a shared value that we do in everything in the municipality. And nowadays, even the official city budget and city financial statement are bound to the climate actions. Now I told you about the fossil fuels. Other practical examples are the energy efficiency actions, which are then of course also financially beneficial for the municipality, as well as, for example, the full electric vehicles that we are using. We were counting that they are also bringing in cost efficiency for the municipality. And in all these climate actions that we've been realizing within the 8 years have an impact on the city taxation. So the citizens in E and the companies in E have to pay less taxation because of the profitable climate actions. The impact is a bit over 1.5 percentage points. We have been also trying to involve citizens in the work and trying to bring in new approaches to the climate actions. Quite a nice case is our public transportation pilot. We wanted to encourage people to not to have their own private cars, but to use more public transportation. And for that, we were piloting a 3-week straight, fast line to the city of Oulu, and having people, 30 citizens, which are normally using private cars, testing this fast track. And before the pilot, people were saying that they would use more public transportation if the stops were closer to their homes. But after 3 weeks pilot, they were saying that they used public transportation more if the stops were further away from their homes. And this is because when experimenting, when actually being involved in the pilot, they realized that, first of all, it's a very nice well-being experience to walk this 50-minute or bicycle 15 minutes to the bus stop. And it's affecting positively in their well-being. And secondly, you can only have fast-track buses if the routes are not going through every single home, that they are really straight lines. And it's a good example to show that we need individuals to try things out and have this culture of piloting and trying things out. And our main idea is that if we failure, it's good news, because then we know that this is not something that we need to put more energy in. But also, if we succeed, we want to multiply it in the region, in the other cities and municipalities around us, and make it a big success around the region. And this is part of the work which Sanna is doing. So bringing in the good news to the municipalities and building new solutions from collaboration in the region. So please, Sanna, your turn.
Thank you, Leena. And as Leena already told, in E, we want to strengthen grassroots activity. Thus, we've had, for example, joint acquisitions of solar panels and composters, and we've organized events like sustainability and energy quizzes among elderly people or neighborhood groups. And then we, for example, encouraged change of heating systems. And in schools, we have a model called 50-50, where children, they learn to monitor and conserve energy, and half of the savings due to energy conservation they can use in school as they prefer. And now we are starting an experiment called Sustainable Lifestyle Accelerator in E together with 2 other Finnish cities. And in this experiment, volunteer households first have their carbon footprint estimated, and then they can do their own roadmap for a low carbon everyday life with a puzzle in which different sizes of pieces represent the amount of reduction of CO2. And each piece is an action like I will use public transport instead of my own car, or I will eat vegetarian food. And this experiment period lasts 4 weeks, and then families can choose if they want to continue in their own way. Then these projects with other towns and municipalities in our region. I'm a project manager in one, and we are sharing and fostering clean energy and sustainability actions in other municipalities. And for example, we go there, we discuss about the situation, and we propose always with investment and payback time calculations where it could be possible or reasonable to install, for example, solar panels or heat pumps or change lighting to LEDs and so on. And recently we have informed and presented the idea of demand response and how they could sell flexibility to the grid. And in E, we are leading the way, and we are now screening our public buildings and calculating how much flexibility there is we could sell to the grid. And I think in E, the key to the success in climate actions and carbon neutrality is in people. There have been very determined people who have decided that carbon neutrality and sustainability are the way to go, and they are factors which are taken into consideration in every public decision. And the decisions are made openly and discussed with citizens, and that increases citizen engagement and acceptability, even though people don't agree on every decision, of course, but at least they can say their opinion and participate. And the targets in E, they have been and they are very ambitious, and all the easy adjustments and emission reduction solutions have already been done. So it's getting more and more challenging, but there are always things to improve, and there is power in people, and together anything is possible. So if E in very northern part of Europe has been able to do it and will still go further, I'm sure Perth or any other town can certainly do the same. And we are always happy to share our experience and all other cities who are interested. And we are all on the same path to the better world. So I hope you have lots of good questions and comments, and we'll be happy to discuss.
Thank you, Sanna. I couldn't agree more with you. Absolutely. So please, if you have any comments or questions, or if you'd like to discuss specific topic, please just hop in to the discussion. You can do it either with a screen and microphone, or via the chat box. I do hope that Mary has been able to come into the session. And thank you, Jess, for your comments. Welcome, Mary. Do you have perhaps a comment or question for us? Not yet. Let me check. Oh, yes. Thank you, Mike, for your question. Mike is asking here about how does E connect with the rest of the country and what type of transportation? Oh, this is a good question. We are located by the main road of Finland, also now part of the European 10T corridor, so the main roads crossing through Europe. And it's a big challenge for us to try to neutralize the emission effect of this transportation. This is one of the reasons why we work so strongly with the electric transportation. So we use full electric vehicles for the city transportation, and they are charged with the solar and wind energy. And I must say that it really feels good to drive these cars, knowing that you are not polluting when you are using them. Recently, we also opened the use of the city's electric vehicles to the citizens. So we realized that the cars are just standing there in front of the municipality house evenings and weekends. And now the citizens are able to book them and then use evenings and weekends. So this is a nice new experiment that we launched. We are also encouraging biofuels. So we have our first biofuel tanks in E, so you can use biofuels. And part of the centralized waste collection system, we are producing biogas. So we have been also working strongly to have the first biogas filling stations in north of Finland, and are also trying to encourage more stations to come around the main road. It's a big challenge in Finland as we are located north of Finland, and mainly from Jyväskylä north we don't have so many stations. So we are working in together with the Swedish colleagues to try to have this main road have enough biogas filling stations also. So biogas and electric vehicles. We also have a railway going through E, but currently the trains are not stopping in E because we don't have enough population in E. And this is something that we are also working in collaboration with the cities around to try to open a new kind of, how do you call it, a train system where the trains stop also in the neighboring cities. So trains, and that seems quite well now. I believe we will be able to open the train transportation also within the years. Then we also work with intelligent traffic systems. So we are encouraging people not to use their own cars, but to use our intelligent system, which is combining. It's a platform, intelligent platform, which is connecting the local public transportation system with the private transportation system, like the taxis, for example, so buses and taxis together. And we are also aiming to combine the shared rights of citizens to it. So during this winter, we will also pilot the shared rights. We were supposed to do it earlier, but because of the corona situation, we have postponed that. So there are a variety of ways that we are working with transportation. Let's see. Oh, we have Mary here. Welcome. No. Finn. Yes. Now Jess is asking about how people are involved in the participation around decision making, from getting started to product like the Sustainable Lifestyle Accelerator. Yes, Sanna, can you please tell us more about the Sustainable Lifestyle
which is now one-time experiment. It's not a continuous process, but we are looking for. We've just made this week announcement to our local newspaper, which will go to every family in the end of month, and we are looking for households, all kinds of households who want to participate this, and we will have a local companies also participating and offering some supportive services or products with reduced price. For example, the families who participate, they can use 3 hours per week electric car without a fee. So these kind of packages we are offering for the families as well. And then there will be workshops with families, and we will support in every way with during their period, 4-week experimenting period. Then there are we have had projects where we have, for example, installed energy management systems in families. Volunteer families, they have paid part of the price, and then there has been research done also in energy practices in homes and in decision making. I think, Leena, you probably know the details of it better, but for example, when decisions are made on wind power plants, there are open discussions, events organized where it is explained what is planned, and for example, what are the benefits, financial benefits as well for the landowners and for the municipality in terms of taxes they are paying, and people they give their word, and it's discussed, and then it's a compromise. Of course, the decisions are compromises, but anyway, it is discussed in local events.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you're right, Sanna. So it's important, very important for us to try to have everyone involved and welcome everybody with a nevertheless opinion to the discussion, because we believe that only by real, genuine encounters we can make it a shared value and also have results that are lasting longer time. As I always say, that together is sustainable, meaning that if you make the plans together with people and everybody involved, then the results also last longer because you don't need to redo them after 3 years. So I think that is also an eco act, something for the environment. We use, yes, as Sanna said, a variety of methods depending on the thing we are developing, on trying to increase this participation. A very nice example was our zoning process. So when we were zoning the new city center, normally in Finnish cities you get lots of complaints to a zoning process. It's a massive project which is impacting on people's everyday life. And this time we were doing it a bit differently. So first of all, we were sending a map of the city center to every household, and we were asking people to mark with hearts those places that they really like, that are important for them in the center, and with crosses those places that they think we could take away from the center. And it was really giving a nice idea to everybody about what do people think, how do they feel attached to the city center. And also it was a clear message to all the citizens that your opinion matters. We really want to hear what you think. And we didn't want to make it too complicated, but something that really is, that everybody is able to easily, without taking too much time to answer. And we developed this participation model further, so that finally we were having in one of the big industrial halls a major map of the city center on the floor, and then miniature houses and bridges, routes, just like little Lego models. And the citizens were invited to come and plan, actually, with the miniatures, with the little buildings, their dream city center. And as the result of doing this bit differently and inviting everybody to participate, we were then able to create a zoning process, which was with which everybody was pleased, and we didn't have any complaints to the process either. So it made the process also faster, smoother, and then people were happier with it than before. So it really shows that it's important to include everyone in these green plans and green projects. We also realized that in the country we missed an event, a platform for everybody to come in with their different ideas and different approaches to discuss climate change. So that is why we organize now annually in our national climate arena. And we welcome all the national political parties with their leaders, academics, artists, athletics, scientists, corporate directors, farmers, citizens, NGOs, everybody to come in and find out solutions together for climate change. And so far it has been a full success. Now it's online, so you can also follow it. Unfortunately now in Finnish, but let's see, perhaps together with Perth, we could make it an international event too. Let's see about the moderation panel, if we have here some more questions. Thank you, Jess, for your comments. And I do see that in Perth you are very committed to doing this ambitious climate target together with all the parties, and I think it's so very important. I think you are exactly on the right route, having everybody included, the citizens and the companies and all the different parts of the city. So I believe you have the keys to success in your hands. Thank you. Now I think we are about to come to the end of the session, and we are then jumping to the next part. I think there's a little networking break before the final panel. Thank you from my behalf, and all the best for Perth in your work. It's very important. And Sanna, would you like to say the last word?
Well, I'll say thanks from my part, and it's great to participate here, and I'm sure we'll have good contacts, and we can share experiences and ideas for the future. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.